Hi, I'm Sarah. And we're going to talk about BBCAN. It's almost the finale. Let's do a quick update. Let's talk about the Monday episode and what we know from spoilers before the feeds went down for good. But first, if you're new to this channel, please click subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. If you're interested in joining our Patreon, there's a link below. David and I are wrapping up our Survivor Micronesia rewatch over there on Patreon if you're interested. Hi, guys. I'm a little early on a Tuesday today. Jolene is unavailable later, and so it just worked out better for my schedule to just dive into it early today. So I hope it works out for your schedule as well. Hey, Adam, thank you so much. Yay, we're almost done with BBCAN. What a good season it's been. Absolutely love this cast. They totally delivered. I can't wait for the Veto episode tomorrow night and then the eviction finale, winner, all of that on Thursday. So let's talk a little bit about last night's episode because I do think there was some revealing stuff in this episode. Even though we already knew from spoilers who won HOH, there were some interesting sound bites. So I do want to talk about that. Obviously, at the top, Ty has to do damage control with Brayden. And boy, yeah, I mean, Beth really went in it right before she left. And the TV episode didn't even show the worst of what she said. I mean, she really got specific about being in bed and doing things together for a game. So Ty rightfully needed to talk to Brayden. And I guess it worked because we continue to see Brayden and Ty as a little bit of a duo together. So I think it worked out okay. I love me a little bit of Brayshawn going on. We really kind of see them as a duo in this episode. We haven't seen, they've kind of talked about it and alluded to it, but we actually see them hugging and cuddling and being a couple. And this is kind of the first time in this season. And I think it's for a reason. I think they are setting us up here for them to be a duo in this game. So they play this HOH comp. Whoa, this HOH comp, we knew it was layered. We knew it was this person and this person play the veto, then who got evicted after that. Wow. Was really intense and wild to watch. They're all getting some right. I mean, a couple people did miss, but they tied themselves up 2-2-2 across the board. Everybody's tired. Did I say tired? Because I'm tired. They're all tied. I think he did care about winning HOH. I think he needed a solid HOH under his belt on his resume and, firmly into final three. But he doesn't have to choose who leaves. I mean, when you win that final HOH, well, not final four HOH, you don't have to make the evicting a vote. But Ty rang in with Justina. They flip up Justina's face. And he had to quickly do process of elimination. And he crazy got it right, wins the HOH. And boom, he is set for final three. And Brayden's super excited because now we hear a soundbite that Brayden is legit final two with Ty. We heard it from Ty previously. We know that they're a bit of a couple, but I haven't heard, Brayden tells everybody what they want to hear. So I don't know exactly where he was going to go if he gets to choose for final two. Now we know that he wants to sit next to Ty. And he thinks he has a good shot of winning next to Ty. And you know what? He might. He just might. I don't know. We will see. Yeah. Kiefer made a mistake. But Kiefer's been saying he was going to win this comp. He did not. He did not. Ty's got it. Then we see Ty and Brayden in the bathroom together. And Ty says, you ain't hitting the block, buddy. No, you are not. Keeping you safe. And by the way, Kiefer is dangerous and he's got to go. Now, this was off the feeds, so we didn't get to see this previously. And I'm so glad that we did see it, because when he put Kiefer and Tara on the block, even though a lot of people say these noms don't matter, who cares? It just comes down to the veto. I say, boo hockey. It does matter. He kept Brayden off the block to ensure that his final two feels comfortable, safe, feels like he's protecting him, and serving up Kiefer on a platter saying, hey, he's on the block. Unless he saves himself and takes himself down, have at it, guys. Get him on out of here. I think it's very telling who you nominate at Final Four, Final Three. So I was happy to see that in last night's episode. Then we have the BBCAN Awards, which I thought was really, really cute. I mean, their outfits are awesome. I'm new to BB Canada, so I thought this was a really good way to do like a clip show type thing. I really enjoyed it. Super cute. Lots of laughs. Couple like emotional heartstring stuff. I mean, I'm not crying, but heartstrings. Tugged on the heartstrings. Then we get our Wendy's date, which I think actually was more of a date because we didn't get any game talk during this. They're both just like, hey, let's go on a date. Let's get a salad. We're finally tired of the burgers and stuff. They get salads. Then we see Tara and Brayden chat, and in this full conversation, they do sort of talk about how cocky Kiefer has been and how they don't really want him to win the game, and that if either one of them wins veto, they will evict him and take each other. Tara sort of asks about his relationship with Ty. Is it real? Are you guys a couple? And Brayden very cutely is like, what? I don't know. I mean, I think he's cute, but like, I don't know. And he's trying to give the illusion that game is separate than personal, that he can be flirty and hook up with Ty, but that doesn't mean that he's aligned with Ty in the game necessarily. That's the vibe that Brayden is trying to give off. And then we end with Kiefer sort of sitting alone, and it's sort of him realizing it's do or die, right? He has to win his way in. Otherwise, he is the target to go out, and that is accurate. So let's talk spoilers, and let's talk about how this edit might be setting us up for where we are headed. Spoilers are, oh, y'all get mad at me when I don't do the song, right? Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. I did it. I did it, you guys. This is spoilers. I did it. Tara won veto. And although she said to Brayden, I'm going to get Kiefer out, and she does know that Kiefer is the threat to win the whole game if he sits in final two, she's also very scared of Brayden and Ty as a duo. And she asked Brayden several times, but would you be willing to cut Ty? Like, you guys seem very close. Would you be willing to cut Ty? And of course, Brayden is like, 100%. 100%. Of course. No, you and I. Two oddballs at the end? Yes, love it. Haha, would make the jury crazy. And it would make the jury crazy, and I would love to see it, actually. But as we saw in last night's episode, that is not true. Brayden would take Ty. He would not cut Ty. So it just comes down to which way Tara's leaning, because she knows they're both lying to him. Kiefer is, also promising things. He'll cut Ty. Sure. Like, he's saying whatever. Does she believe him? Does she risk, him getting to final two? Does she risk Brayden and Ty not taking her? This is where she was left right when the feeds went down. But I feel like the edit showed us Ty and Brayden as a couple more than they ever have before. And they showed us Kiefer all alone, knowing this is do or die. The way that Tara and Brayden were talking, it sounds like they were setting us up for one of them to make the veto choice. And we now know it is Tara. So if we've got a duo and someone all alone, I think they're telling us that she cut Kiefer. That is what I think they were alluding to in the edit. And I did feel like she was leaning towards cutting Kiefer just like a smidge right before the feeds went out. Yep. Brayden slept in the HOH Friday night. And Saturday morning is when Tara was making this decision, and Kiefer made sure he told her this. And she was like, oh, really? And he was like, yeah, they're a duo. They will not cut each other. So if that's scary enough, she might have cut Brayden, but I just feel like she was going to cut Kiefer. And then when I watched this edit last night, this Monday episode, I feel like they were telling us that Kiefer is the one to cut. That's what I think we saw. So obviously tomorrow night in the episode, we will see Tara win the veto, and then we will see the decision that she makes. I also think that they were very touchy in that HOH. I don't think it was quite that. But they were barely dressed together, and I didn't hate it. You know what? I didn't hate it. Look, even if Tara, it doesn't matter who Tara cut, Kiefer or Brayden, I think Tara has to win final HOH, final 3 HOH. I don't know if Kiefer takes her. He might. But it doesn't matter. I think she has to win and take whoever to final 2. So it might not matter who she cut, Kiefer or Brayden. Yeah. Agreed. I don't know that was a pretty good talk. It seemed very reserved. She wasn't giving a lot back to him. He was sort of pitching, but it was stumbly, because Kiefer will go from, I'm going to win the whole game, just cut me now. Like, Kiefer's pitches are sort of scattered, and she asked a lot of questions, like, who was the original Sunsetters? And it seemed like she was really testing him, whereas her talk with Brayden was like casual and like laughing, and she didn't seem like she was testing him or really questioning him. So that's why, because right then, that's when the feeds cut, was when she was talking to Kiefer. That's why I thought maybe she was leaning towards evicting Kiefer, because that conversation wasn't going very well, Tara survived 5 times, a fake double to get her. I think people thought she would be an easy beat. Would the jury be pissed if she got rid of Brayden? They would definitely be confused. She would have to explain that. Why she didn't get rid of Kiefer, she would really have to explain that. But yeah, she's got a really good story. If she can get to final 2, she has such a good story. She played by herself for the majority of the game. She got Jet out, the only person who could break the trio. Then she battled back in beat Jed again. And then if she cut Kiefer, holy crap, that's such a good resume. But even if she cuts Brayden, she would just have to explain, look, he and Ty were close. They were a duo. I had to take the risk. You know, hopefully she knows that she has to talk. I mean, he definitely is fake because he lies to everybody, but the jury loves him. His social game is hot to trot. For sure. If he gets to final two, he could win on his social game alone because everybody loves him. I mean, he really did. His pitches are so confusing, but they've worked. He has gaslit this house. He'll flip into the, oh, woe is me, just cut me, or I'm going to self-evict. And then it's like, oh my God, I just messed this up last week. You guys help me out. Reverse psychology. Oh my gosh. Why do I keep wanting to call it opposite psychology? Oh, it's the worst. He does some really great reverse psychology on them with this stuff. And then he like flips it with, I'm going to win the whole game. It's so confusing to those of us on the outside, but it seems to have worked for him because here he is. Here he is. Yeah, Brayden is the definition of a floater, and he nailed it. He is a great example of how you float successfully. He lost his number one. He had to infiltrate the trio, so he did by getting close to Ty. He pretended to be friends with Beth. He pretended to be friends with Kiefer. He pretended to be friends with Tara, who nobody liked Tara for the first half of the game. But he was friends with all of them, and perfect floater game in my mind. That's true. They were all caught off guard with how quickly Arissa popped up on the screen. They did not know that they were going to be evicting someone like right then. They literally were like, what are we doing today? I'm so bored. So yeah. That's why I kind of was like, she's currently having an conversation with Kiefer. And that's when they call it. She could be like, I don't like that conversation. He's got to go. Whereas if she had like stepped away from the conversation and sat with it for a little bit, she could have like flip-flopped around. So I don't know, but going by the edit last night, I feel more comfortable to say I think she cut Kiefer. And like, sorry, I forgot who brought that up, but like, was it you, Joseph? She knows that the jury will appreciate that, even if you're like, which way do I go? Which way do I go? The jury will appreciate you cutting Kiefer because he's by far been the best. Absolutely. His mind manipulation is insane. Did he play a perfect game? No. Did he misstep? Absolutely. But I think he played such a fantastic manipulative game. He gaslit them left and right. But then he would flip into, I'm the greatest of all time. I'm going to win this whole game. And I was like, what are you doing? Calm down. Don't say that stuff out loud, Kiefer. Because here we are with Tara and Brayden literally having a conversation about how he's a little too cocky and they don't want him to win. Ooh. Hi, Shavika. Welcome. If Tara cuts Ty and Kiefer, oh, absolutely. Let's see. She already cut Jed. And if she cut Kiefer this right now, and then if she's able to win final three and she cuts Ty and takes Brayden, hand her the check. Solid gameplay. Oh, that makes sense. So Arissa called them to the living room, tells them it's a special eviction, and they have an hour. So she could have continued to flip-flop. And obviously, Kiefer and Brayden could like get back in there and say a couple more things, maybe try to make deals. I didn't hear anyone trying to make a deal, but they could have tried if they knew they only had about an hour. All right, go back to work, Seth. Get the job that pays the money. Make the money. If Tara cuts Kiefer, does she have a strong chance at winning over both Brayden and Ty? Well, I only think she makes it to final 2 if she wins the final 3 HOH and she chooses who to bring, which hopefully she brings Brayden. If she cut Kiefer right now, but either Brayden or Ty win final 3 HOH, they don't take her. They take each other. And so there she doesn't have a chance at all. So if Tara can make it to final 2, it's probably because she won out. And then, yes, she absolutely has a really high chance of winning. I don't know. This is my first season of BBCAN. So, Victoria. That's the only one I know. I guess Ika. Ika I know and love. And Spicy Vic is now one of my favorite players. So those are my only BBCAN people. Obviously, I've heard of the Pretty Boys, but I don't know anything about them. But I'm excited that next season might be All-Stars if it gets picked up again. Like, they always struggle to get picked up. Oh, you think Tara only wins against Ty? Interesting. I mean, Ty, people love Ty in the jury house. I know not everyone, but some people think that Beth is going to, make the jury hate Ty, but like, the jury house isn't listening to Beth. Let's be real. They didn't listen to her when they were playing the game. They're not going to listen to her in the jury. I think that Ty has that great social game and they like him. Does winning Final 4 HOH, is that enough? I mean, he can claim a lot of the Sunsetter, evictions. He was in on all of them. I think Ty sitting next to Brayden, I think Ty wins because he has more Sunsetter votes. Ty next to Tara, I don't know. Well, Ty didn't float because he stayed in the same alliance the whole time. So floating means you go from whoever's got power to whoever's got power. He didn't have to do much. He was protected. So he coasted a lot of the game, but he didn't float from power to power. Spicy V would win against anyone in final 2. She probably would. That's why she's out of the house. Absolutely. If Tara wins, are people going to ignore some of the microaggressions she said about Jed and Ty at the beginning? Well, only the feedsters even know about those. Tara got a great edit. So if you just watched the episode, even before Tara was playing well, she was like narrating the season. So, yeah, I don't think many people even know about that. I think they've already ignored it. I think because she sort of came alive here at the second half of the game, and she also has calmed down, and I haven't seen any problematic behavior from her in the second half. She stopped complaining about everything. She still talks over everybody, but I think that's just who she is. So, yeah, I think that has already been swept under the rug. All right, you guys, that is where we are. Any other questions? Throw them my way. But I think we are going to see a Brayden Ty Tara final 3, and all 3 of them have high chances of winning that final HOH. this is a really good Final Four. Even if she cut Braden and Kiefer's in, still, they all have a really high chance of winning that final HOH. And I think any of those three deserve to win. Any of these four deserve to win. And I'm happy to see it because, again, like we said earlier, best season apparently in a long, long time. I mean, I can only compare it to the US versions, but it's been a long, long time since we've had this good of a season in the US for sure. So thank you guys. I will see you tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow, David and I are going to do the circle finale. I put some predictions up on my social media, Twitter at Sarah Atwood, Instagram, Nerdtainment on IG. If you want to look at that, I think this is going to be a very interesting and fun finale. And then Thursday, David will be back with me to talk about the BBCAN finale and all that fun stuff, you guys. So have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye.